boy. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Alright, I got some stuff going on. The BMW actually changed the intercooler and the downpipes, and we got it running and we were going to take it up the road, and where I had drained the coolant to actually replace the coolant reservoir and the hose. Well, I took the green plug out. Well, I guess if you take them out, you got to put a new one in. If you take the whole piece out, it does something to the little ears on it. So we got it going, it warmed up, and it just spit that thing out. So I'm kind of waiting on one of those. It'll be here Tuesday. Today's Saturday. So a couple of days, that thing will be in, which I could have ran to the dealership, I guess, and probably got one. But either way, I've got it kind of hanging down up in the radiator, the bottom of the radiator. That's where that deal goes, somewhere up there. Where am I at? Yeah, somewhere right in there is where it lives. But either way, I got the intercooler. I got the ARM, the arm, I guess it's called ARM, whichever, whatever, with the bigger couplings, and that's rubber all the way up to the charge pipe. So once we get that replaced, we'll get that in, and we will be ready to take this jewel up the road. I did have to cut out some of the plastic up in there for this, had the bumper off and all that stuff. Been so busy, I hadn't been able to film everything. The whatchamadoodles, the downpipes are in. So I got my downpipes situated, got them bolted up, got all that done. And again, like I say, the intercoolers, I just got to lift to one side, get everything strapped back in. Once I get that plug for this and put my covers down on the floor, get it back on there, and we should be ready to go to the next step on this thing, be able to crank it up. It's on the stage 1, which was pretty peppy. I mean, I was really impressed with just no modifications. We didn't even have the air filters on it at the time when we did the stage 1. Well, now I have a combination of intercooler, downpipes, the air intakes. I haven't changed the plugs. I actually ordered the plugs. I got them sitting here. They're the 2 degrees colder, something. They're 2 steps colder than the factory plugs, and so that's what you're supposed to add when you go to the stage 2 plus on this. I don't think I'll go straight to the stage 1 or stage 2 plus. I think I'll probably just keep it stage 1, and with the new stuff on it, see if I can tell how much I gained, you know, power wise, just by going back to the settings that I had and making a few pulls there just to see what we get. Then from that point, what we will do, make sure we change our plugs, and we'll go up to the stage, well, maybe a 2, then 2 plus or something like that. But I want to make sure everything's, you know, safe, and, you know, kind of run it on the lower settings before I start going crazy with it. Just get everything kind of broke in. I got to get that, got to redo the coolant, because it just spit the coolant out, and it's $20 a gallon, so it spit 2 gallons out on the ground. Luckily, it did it right here at the shop, so we didn't have any issues. Got it in quick enough and got it on the lift to establish where it was and what was leaking. It just heard a pop, and it just spit that plug out. So we'll get that going, and we should be done with this thing, and it should be on the street here in a, you know, like say Tuesday, so a couple days. And we need to get this G35 out. I got so much going on, it's hard to get back here, but I think tomorrow I'll bring my rollback over here and try to get this thing at least loaded on the rollback, so I can take it and get it gone completely, get the seats out of it, get it out of the bay. And so that way I got that bay empty again, get some stuff done in there. Because having this one bay stuff's driving me crazy. But that's where I'm at on the 335i. I do have the timings set for the Subaru. If I can get one of these bays empty, I can get it in here and get it started on it. I don't leave my truck outside, and I don't want to shove it under one of these cars that I'm actually moving up and down, working on it, because it'll be in the way too. And yeah, so we ordered some new stuff too. Got a few new parts coming in. I did email Excessive Manufacturing, and they did reply back. I've got to go through the email and see what they're saying, what information I've got to send them, but they did return my message. And so once I get something established with them, I'll kind of let you guys know, how they handled the return or whatever the issue is, and see if it's something we can resolve. I mean, ultimately that thing is, to me, unless you can show me a different way to do it, that was too short for the IS300. So if you see the Excessive Manufacturer, it's the Willwood kit, it says on their page. Everything bolted up perfect. It just, to me, it seems like it's a little short. Maybe I done something wrong. More than likely, I probably did. If I want to make an argument, I'm not trying to down any of their products. For me, and the way I installed it, it could have been 3 to 5 inches longer, and I probably wouldn't have had that pull apart out of that rear brake caliper. So ultimately what it ended up being is just there wasn't enough slack to mount it to one of the brackets and travel without being just a dead straight shot to the brake and not being able to pull it up out of the way. I mean, if I let it hang down and, like kind of in between the rear diff somewhere and be down here like in the way, maybe drag on something. And it may have never drug on anything, but I like to push it up. You can watch the video. We put it up higher, and a couple of inches probably would have made a ton of difference on getting that thing locked in without pulling it loose. So I really don't know. Maybe it's on me. I'll be at fault. If they can explain to me what I did wrong, I'll pay them to fix the part. I'll send it back. I'll pay shipping there and back, and I'll pay them to fix it if they can fix it. If I've done something wrong, I'm not against that, but I don't feel like I've really done a lot wrong. So kind of keep that in mind if you do that. Just my answer would be, if they don't make it longer on their end, when you order it, plan on extending it 3 to 5 inches on either side, one or both. So yeah, that's my thing on that one as far as the e-brake. But we might have ordered some other stuff, so we probably got a few things coming in that we may have another project car or two to start on. So if you're a Honda guy, here in the near future, we're gonna have some Honda projects come in. So once we get my drift cars and my BMW kind of out of the way, some of this cleaned up, we may have a few Honda projects come in. So stay tuned, guys. You'll probably see a few Hondas getting some wrenches turned on it. Slow process, because we still have to afford everything. We're just, average guys. We don't have a pile of money here. We do what we can, as much as we can, whatever we can afford, but I still got bills to pay, So we did order a few items. Stay tuned on some of that, and who's to say where we go from there with the Honda stuff. Got a few projects rolling in, a few, I don't want to say builds, but try to make it a fairly clean, I guess you would call it a build. It's going to be maybe a swap or something. I don't know how far we'll go, but hang in there. You'll see some Honda stuff pretty soon, I think. Maybe not a lot, maybe some, maybe a lot, maybe a couple Hondas, maybe none. We'll see. We'll see what goes on from here, but there's some Hondas. More than likely we'll be in here before too long. Alright, boys and girls, so we're back down at the rental again, and you can see, it'd take me a 5-minute break there. You can see that I've got that ceiling painted. Well, I used the Kiltz 2, K-I-L-Z, and the number 2. And I did actually go ahead and wash some walls the other day, so I did go ahead and prime those. I used the Kiltz as a primer, like a sealer or something. I did this ceiling, and I hit that wall because it's fairly clean. And make sure I don't fall through the floor here. And I did go ahead and hit this ceiling. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed that that's gonna cover all the little black dots. I come through and I bleached everything first. And what I'm trying to do is keep from having to scrape the entire ceiling. I can actually kilt all the walls. And you can see what I'm saying is kilts is this stuff right here. That's what I use that. And so if it's real bad, I'll clean the walls. And then once I clean the walls, I'll put that on before as my primer. And if it's smoke, or if it's even worse than what this was on the walls, which we had one catch fire one time, and we had to go in and clean up smoke. It's pretty bad. It actually burned up pretty bad. But you use the original kilts. It's oil based, and that's probably what I'll put on the wood on the floor. Is we'll probably get that oil based kilts, and I buy just cheap rollers and cheap brushes and stuff, and I don't clean up the mess. I roll it and then I throw it away. I throw the roller cover and everything away. So if you have a fire and it's got smoke around your kitchen, all that, if you prime it with the oil-based kilts, and that's what the original kilts is, you can prime it with that original kilt and it will absolutely seal everything. You won't smell anything past that. So, and also I may end up getting a ozone machine, and an ozone machine, if you're a hunter, you know what an ozonics or whatever ozone machine, but it does away with odor. It adds a third particle or something into an odor and makes it where a person can't smell it or something like that. I went to school for fire and water restoration there years ago, and I dealt with them. That's all the experience I've ever really had with them. But I am gonna possibly get the sheetrock mud out and go over a few little skint spots on some walls and this and that. I may just go ahead and prime everything. I don't really want to without my paint pole. That makes it a lot easier. It makes it a whole different job if you don't have a paint pole. So I don't know, but we at least got all the ceilings, at least the first coat on, except for the bathroom and the laundry room and this room. Well, so we don't have all the ceilings, the first coat. But we got 3 biggish rooms, at least the first coat. So we're getting started on it. Well, I say we, I mean, it's been me 97% of this. I did have my brother came and helped me move some furniture and stuff out the other day, and helped me work on some of the water stuff and heat and everything. So, but this is where I'm at. Again, the ceilings are starting to look a little better. It's just the next step, getting some of this knocked out. There's some things that will have to be addressed, and there's some things that we won't have to go back and forth with. So, and all the walls will end up being primed, because just the nastiness and the caliber of how disgusting this place was, I will prime every wall, and piece of door trim and everything will have a coat of something on it besides just paint. We'll prime everything, and then we'll go from there. That way we might get the smell out of it, hopefully. We'll probably be doing some car stuff tomorrow, maybe. My part for my BMW won't come in till Tuesday. It's Sunday, and got some stuff ordered. So we may actually just kind of move some scrap cars and stuff around tomorrow, possibly, if we have time. But all right, that's from the horrible rental home, the worst one I've ever had. This is where we're at. It does look like it's moving in a positive direction. All right.